Welcome to the BADM 4001 Business Leader Launch Information Session. This webinar is brought to you by the GWSB Undergraduate Programs Office. First, we will cover an overview of the Business Leader Development Program, its educational purpose, and learning pillars. Next, we will provide an overview of BADM 4001, the experiential learning component of the program. After that, we will cover important information with regard to the registration process and how registration for this particular course is unique. And finally, we will cover each section of BADM 4001 in detail, including important information on eligibility requirements to enroll. We recommend enabling closed captioning to enhance accessibility. If you are looking for specific information, feel free to fast forward to navigate directly to the section most relevant to you. So first, the overview of the BLD program. The BLD program is designed to assist students in advancing their career readiness and community connections by challenging them to become forward-thinking and inclusive business leaders. There are 5 learning pillars for the BLD program. They include community connections, pursuit of academic excellence, personal and professional identity, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and career readiness. Depicted here is a visual representation of the ideal progression of a student's experience within the BLD program. As you can see, BADM 4001 is a required course in both the first year and transfer student tracks and acts as the final course as part of the program as a whole. The prerequisites for BADM 4001 are BADM 1001 and 1002 if you are pursuing the first year student track, or BADM 1003 if you are pursuing the transfer student track. While it is not a prerequisite, we strongly recommend that you take BADM 3001, Business Leader Career Strategy, prior to enrolling in BADM 4001 in order to maximize your experience in the program. So next, we're going to cover an overview of Business Leader Launch. This course is required for all GWSB undergraduate students and can be found in the School of Business Pre-Business Courses block on DegreeMap. BADM 4001 is an experiential learning course designed to help students synthesize what they've learned in their previous BLD courses and assist them in applying their knowledge to an approved experience outside of the classroom. Unlike courses at the 1000 or 3001 level, this course does not meet weekly, as much of the learning is done through the student's experiential opportunity. The professor of your given section will share a tentative schedule for class sections on Blackboard in the beginning of the semester. So the prerequisites for this course are BADM 1001 and 1002, or BADM 1003, depending on the track you are in. While it is not a prerequisite, we again strongly recommend that you take BADM 3001 prior to enrolling in BADM 4001 in order to maximize your experience in the program and set yourself up for success. This course can be repeated for credit up to 2 times for a maximum of 3 total credits. However, students can enroll in only one section of BADM 4001 in a given semester. Repeating BADM 4001 is subject to prior instructor approval and is only available for select sections. That includes the undergraduate research, community engaged scholarship, and internship sections. Students are not permitted to repeat the GWSB undergraduate BLD program mentors or GWSB student leadership sections for additional credits. So now we're going to cover the registration process for BADM 4001. This is the most important takeaway from the entire webinar. Registration for BADM 4001 is not conducted in GWeb, otherwise known as Banner. Students will receive a registration error if they try to register for a section of 4001 through their normal registration process. In order to successfully register, students must go onto the BADM 4001 webpage and submit a request through the BADM 4001 registration request form. This is because BADM 4001 requires departmental approval to register, and each section has different eligibility requirements. This is a screenshot of the BADM 4001 webpage. You can access this webpage by typing go.gwu.edu/BADM-4001 into your browser. If you scroll down a bit, you'll find this blue box. that reads BADM 4001 Registration Request Form. This form will be your ultimate pathway to enrolling in your desired section of BADM 4001. By completing the BADM 4001 registration request form, you are completing the necessary step to request the departmental approval from GWSB undergraduate programs, which is required to be enrolled in this course. The form will typically remain open until the end of the first week of classes in a given semester, but we encourage you to refer to the BADM 4001 webpage for the most up-to-date information and deadlines. Take initiative. It is your responsibility to be proactive and seek out opportunities to take this course. We encourage students to not wait until their final semester at GW to take BADM 4001 to ensure everyone can graduate on time. Students should meet with their International Student and Scholar Advisor in the International Services Office, ISO, to discuss any important employment or visa requirements. We encourage students to meet with a member of GWSB undergraduate programs for detailed guidance on which sections may require CPT. Feel free to scan this QR code to learn more about curricular practical training. All right, now we're going to jump into all of the different sections of 4001 and each of their respective eligibility criteria. As displayed on the screen, there are 5 sections of BADM 4001 that are offered at different times and in different formats throughout the academic year. So we have the GWSB undergraduate BLD program mentors, which is taught on campus in the fall or spring semesters. GWSB Student Organization Leadership, which is taught on campus in both the fall and spring semesters. Undergraduate Research, which is taught online in both the fall and spring semesters. Community Engaged Scholarship, which is taught on campus in both the fall and the spring semesters. And Internships, which is taught online in the fall, spring, and summer semesters. So for the first one, GWSB Undergraduate BLD Program Mentors, as a reminder, this section is taught in the fall or spring semester. So we encourage students to review the schedule of classes for the most up-to-date course offerings for each academic year. This section is specifically for individuals who are selected to serve as mentors for the BLD program and will be teaching a section of either BADM 1001, 1002, 1003, or 3001. Students are only eligible to take 4001 during the semester that they are serving as a mentor, either the fall or spring, depending on when the course is being offered. If you are interested in becoming a BLD program mentor, the application and selection process takes place in the spring semester for the following academic year. To register, students must submit the BADM 4001 registration request form. Members of the GWSB undergraduate programs team will review requests in tandem with a student's employment status to determine if they meet the requirements for enrollment. The points of contact for this section are Emma Custis and Shannon Moran Buckout. Next, we have the GWSB Student Organization Leadership section. This section is for individuals interested in furthering their leadership skills and co-curricular development in an undergraduate student organization setting. To be eligible, a student must be serving in an advanced leadership position within their respective organization during the semester in which they plan to take BADM 4001. This includes all UBA executive board members and student leaders who are serving at the vice presidential level or above in any GWSB affiliated organization. To register, students must submit the BADM 4001 registration request form in addition to a few supporting documents. You'll need to include a formal declaration of your election to your advanced leadership position. This could be meeting minutes that contain election results or your name listed as an organization officer on your student org's profile on GW Engage. You'll also need to submit a copy of your student organization's current approved constitution or charter, which should include a description of your leadership role. Members of the GWSB undergraduate programs team will review your request to determine if you meet the eligibility requirements. The point of contact for this section is Ryan Lloyd. Next up, we have undergraduate research. This section is for students who have been selected to participate in a formal undergraduate research opportunity with a GW faculty member. This can be a faculty member inside or outside of GWSB. To be eligible, a student must have approval to participate in their research project during the semester in which they plan to enroll in BADM 4001. You can find more information on research opportunities using the following links displayed. To register, students must submit the BADM 4001 registration request form in addition to the BADM 4001 undergraduate research agreement form. This form requires you to obtain a signature from the faculty member you plan to conduct research with. Members of the GWSB undergraduate programs team will review your request to determine if you meet the eligibility requirements. The point of contact for this section is Dr. Mirasol Espanola. This is a picture of the first page of the undergraduate research agreement form. This document can be downloaded from the BADM 4001 webpage, specifically under the Undergraduate Research tab. Feel free to utilize these QR codes to navigate to the websites that were dictated on the previous slide. All of these websites are continuously updated and have research opportunities available to all undergraduate students. Next, we have Community Engaged Scholarship. This section is for students who have applied and are selected to participate in a community service project in the greater DC or DMV community. The BLT program has partnered with the Honey W. Nashman Center for Civic Engagement and Public Service. To be eligible, a student must be selected for a service project, and the service project must take place during the semester in which they plan to enroll in BADM 4001. Students must apply for one of these projects through the GW Serves Give Pulse website, which can be accessed through the BADM 4001 webpage. Top applicants will be interviewed. If you are selected, you must complete the BADM 4001 registration request form to enroll in the course. Members of the GWSB undergraduate programs team will review your request to determine if you meet the eligibility requirements. The point of contact for this section is Dr. Wendy Wagner. Feel free to utilize these QR codes to navigate to the websites that were dictated on the previous slides. As a reminder, students must apply to participate on a service project through the GW Serves Give Pulse website. And finally, last but not least, the internships section. This section is for students who are serving in a job or internship role, especially one that complements their academic learning and equips them with practical experience. Jobs and internships can be paid or non-paid employment opportunities, and they can be located on or off campus. To be eligible, a student must be serving in their job or internship role during the semester in which they are enrolled in BADM 4001. Students must be working a minimum of 70 hours at their job or internship over the course of the semester. To be eligible, students must have an internship offer before submitting the BADM 4001 registration request form. In addition to submitting the BADM 4001 registration request form, students must include 2 supplemental documents with their application: the BADM 4001 internship agreement form and obtain a signature from their supervisor, as well as a copy of their offer letter for the job or internship they are using. The offer letter needs to include your position description or responsibilities and must be communicated directly from your employer, either by company letterhead or company email. Members of the GWSB undergraduate programs team will review your request to determine if you meet the eligibility requirements. The point of contact for this section is Dr. Mirasol Espanola. This is a picture of the first page of the internship agreement form. This document can be downloaded from the BADM 4001 webpage, specifically under the Internships tab. This completes our webinar on BADM 4001 Business Leader Launch. Feel free to scan the QR code to reference the BADM 4001 webpage in case you want more information about the course, eligibility criteria, or any important upcoming deadlines. You can visit the GWSB Undergraduate Programs Office in Duquesne 456 for individualized support. We encourage you to book an appointment with a GWSB academic advisor or email academic advising at gwsbadv@gwu.edu with any questions you may have.